What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? It's your boy back with another one. People, in today's video, we want to discuss the future of South Africa without the ANC. Let me know what you think about this topic in the comment section. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know, we family, right? Hello. People, the future of South Africa. The last vote or the last elections has actually showed us a lot of things that has actually showed us the path forward because we have decided that we do not want the ANC. And this may be hard to believe, but even the ANC didn't see this coming. So the future of South Africa looks bright because for the first time since 90, since 1994, everybody seems to be on the same page that we have lost confidence in the ruling party. Now, the ruling party needs to survive, obviously. That's what ruling parties are there for. That's what political parties are there for. It's always in survival mode. So what do? They form a GNU. Is the GNU a stable thing? No, it's obviously shaky. As we can see now, it's already on shaky ground, right? So how does the future of South Africa look with the GNU? Well, going forward, the ANC is not going to be part of the GNU because everybody is feeling that they've been in it for too long and they haven't done anything constructive. Well, they have done, but of late, nobody seems to be appreciating whatever they've done. And everything the ANC is living off of is past glory. They will talk about areas that never had electricity, never had tar roads, people that never had houses. And that was like eons ago. What have they done last week? What have they done last month? The ANC doesn't even have money to pay its staff. The ministers, the ANC members that have access to government are living off of tenders. They are milking the system at this point. So do we need a desperate party that does not have any finance to finance itself, to pay its staff? I don't think so. So if we now have to look into a crystal ball and we see what the possible future of South Africa looks like, this is it. The ANC is going to fragment into two or three possible factions. But Ramaphosa is obviously not going to be in it anymore. He is definitely going further and deeper into business as he retires comfortably to his ranch, farm, whatever you want to call it. And the sad reality is that, or the good side of it, is that the ANC will be fully out of the way. So, with the ANC out of the way, who's then going to be left to run South Africa? Well, coalition governments are the way forward. And to be honest, it looks like the DA is going to play a central role in the GNU going forward, sans the ANC. Now, why am I focusing on the ANC so much? It's because they've been ruling the roost for 30 plus years, right? Or for 30, perhaps 31 years, right? And they've been the dominant party for so long that they've become so delusional. They've been living in this delusional state, thinking that they would never relinquish power or they would never be removed. But the last election has proved that the people who once trusted the ANC, no longer have faith in the ANC. So, this future we're speaking about is going to be one of the DA, the EFF, the MK, the PA, the Freedom Front Plus, and most definitely, like I did say the EFF, right? The EFF, the DA, the PA, MK. Those are like the major parties that are going to play a big role in this, right? So if we have to take the ANC out of the equation in the next election, right? So that would be what, 2029, right? Because we had the last election in 2024. So 2029. The biggest winners to come out of the next election would possibly, probably be the MK if the EFF doesn't change its messaging. So if the EFF changes its messaging, it could be the majority party. But if not, then MK will be the majority party. The DA, unfortunately, I can't see the DA growing beyond what it currently is. I think the DA has now reached a plateau because more than anything, I think the DA has lost credibility, even though they are the best governing party in South Africa. I feel like a lot of people feel or felt delusioned by the DA's promises, especially in the Western Cape, right? So that's why you see they haven't grown much because more and more people come from the townships. They don't see any progress. They don't see any changes. They see minimal input political role. So therefore, that's why the DA is not growing significantly. The majority colored vote that used to hold sway in the DA's favor have now moved on to more strategic alliances, right? To more strategic parties like the EFF, the PA, and to some extent the ANC, you know. And it's said that the DA is losing what once used to be its ultimate stronghold to people that it deemed unfit or unworthy of running this province. The sad reality is that the DA is going to play a central part in the governments going forward. Maybe, if not in the traditional role of opposition, then they are going to be obviously within the governing parties. But the future of South Africa looks something like this: MK, EFF, and PA are going to be the main players. And they're going to look to oust the DA from any governing role going forward. So, why is this? Simply because they want central power to be kept in black hands. Like the ANC, like the EFF said, there's just no way that they could actually have a white governing party in a black majority country. And it doesn't make sense, right? So why would you have a white party governing a majority black country? Because the threat of apartheid coming back is large and it's very real. As it is, racism is a very big problem within South Africa. Not every white person is racist. There are no racist policies in South Africa, race based, right? Although BEE is seen as a racist policy because it excludes white people from participating in the mainstream government tendering process. And BEE is the ANC's way of trying to redress the imbalances of the past. But we all have to be cognizant of the fact that although in principle the BEE concept It makes perfect sense from a black perspective because that's the only way forward or the only way possible to redress the imbalances of the past. But then when we look at the implementation of BEE, then it's very, very, very wrong because what's happening is experience has been taken out of the way. Legendary uh, companies that have years and years of experience and expertise are being sidelined for upstarts just because they've been black run. And there's very little to absolutely no skills transfer from the experienced to the upstarts. And that is causing a lot of problems for the country. And sadly, investors or potential investors look at this and they'll be like, no, this thing isn't for us because they feel like it's going to eat into their profits and eat into their bottom line, right? And which is true because, to be honest, the implementation, the concept of being, that's what I'm saying from a conceptual point of view, is correct, but the implementation is totally wrong, right? So, first thing first, 2025, with a new government in place, the first thing they need to look at is to scrap BEE. They need BEE in its current form needs to be scrapped because they are white companies that are sitting on the sidelines that could add value to the whole BEE government tendering structure. And because as things are, there are companies that are getting paid, that are receiving tenders, getting paid for not even doing the work. I'm not saying there are no corrupt white businesses. I'm not saying there's no corrupt white people. But it's sad to see the high number of incompetent, shady, corrupt black business owners, black companies that are just milking the tendering process. I mean, they're basically feeding off the BE tenders. That's all they're living off of. I mean, not only do they overcharge, not only are they overpaid, they are under delivering, and in most cases, or in some cases, not even delivering, and still getting paid the full amount of whatever the agreed tender price was. That needs to stop. And that can only really stop with the ANC out of the way because it's the ANC individuals, it's the ANC members, it's the ANC cadres that are that have their hands in this tender part. I don't know of any ANC cadre that is not linked to a BEE company, to a BEE registered or listed company, from the lotto to a catering company to a ANC members have their hands in every part of the economy, and not for a good reason. So it's shocking to me that a party that has so many members, that have so many interests in every aspect of the economy, are failing to pay party salaries. That's just ridiculous. That is totally ridiculous. So we do not need a party like that with that type of culture within South Africa. So, going forward, what does the future look like? Future looks bright without the ANC, without the corrupt people, without the corruption model. The ANC needs to be disbanded. It needs to become a civil rights group. It needs to go back to the drawing board. It needs to do like what the NP did, call it a day, and move on. Because if financial management in its own party cannot be controlled, adhered to, then how can we trust the same party to control the treasury if they can't control their own treasury? So we don't need that going forward. That's why I said going forward, the country will be much better with the ANC out of the picture. So the picture will look something like this. Based off the last elections, the MK will be the ruling party. The EFF will be a co-pilot. So it might be a coalition government of the MK, the EFF, and the PA. Just those three. They're going to rule South Africa. Official opposition will be the DA, Freedom Front Plus, and Action SA. Going forward, the ANC is going to be reduced to provincial government. Maybe a seat or two, and max 10 seats in government. That's not going to be enough to get them into the upper echelons of getting to run the country, because the current crop of political parties do not want to associate with the ANC at all. So that is what I'm saying. The future of South Africa looks bright without the ANC. That's just a fact. It may not happen in 2029, but it will definitely happen beyond that. And that's for sure, because the ANC is a dying party. Not only is it a dying party, it's simply becoming a rural party. Let me know what you think about this topic. Was I on the money, or did I totally miss it with this one? Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know we family, right? Holla.